A spotlight cuts through the darkness of a packed arena, 70,000 voices creating a wall of sound. Beyoncé stands center stage, mid-performance, when her eyes lock onto something in the crowd that makes her stop cold. The music fades. The dancers freeze. A teenage girl in a wheelchair, tears streaming down her face, becomes the only person in the world that matters. What happens next would break the internet and redefine what it means to use fame for connection. If you've ever wondered what separates a performer from a legend, this story will show you exactly that. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, because we bring you stories that restore your faith in humanity. This isn't just about a concert moment. This is about the split second when someone with unimaginable power chooses to see the invisible. July 14, 2018. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. This is the On the Run 2 tour, the joint spectacle featuring Beyoncé and Jay-Z, a production requiring over 200 crew members. Tonight's show is sold out. 70,000 people packed into every corner. Among them is a 17-year-old girl named Lille, accompanied by her mother. Lille has cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair. She's wearing a gold outfit, carefully chosen to match Beyoncé's aesthetic. Her sign, handmade with glitter and hope, reads simply, "Beyoncé, you're my inspiration." She's positioned near the front, close enough to see but far enough that being noticed seems impossible. The air smells of popcorn and sweat. The bass vibrates through the floor. This is a moment Lille has dreamed about for years. Beyoncé is at the absolute peak of her powers. At 36, she's performing alongside her husband in what many consider the greatest live show of the decade. She's wearing a custom Balmain bodysuit covered in thousands of hand-sewn crystals. Her all-female backing band, the Sugar Mamas, know her every signal. The dancers move with mechanical precision. Everyone here is the best at what they do. But there's also Lille, the teenager in the wheelchair, who represents something Beyoncé understands deeply: the vulnerability of hoping to be seen when the world so often looks away. The show begins with explosions of light and sound, formation, drunk in love, apeshit. Beyoncé doesn't just sing these songs, she inhabits them. The crowd is not passive, they're part of the performance, phones held high, creating a galaxy of lights. 3 songs in, during a brief moment between numbers, Beyoncé does something she does at every show. She scans the crowd. Not a generic sweep, but a genuine search. She's looking for connection, for the face that needs to be seen. Her eyes move systematically, row by row. And then she sees her, Lille, the girl in the wheelchair, gold outfit shimmering, holding that handmade sign with both hands. Beyoncé's expression changes. Her mouth tightens slightly. Her eyes widen. The music director notices her distraction. The dancers can tell something's shifted. On stage, everything has changed. Beyoncé raises her hand, the gesture sharp and unmistakable. The music cuts out. Not a fade. A cut. 70,000 people go from deafening noise to confused silence in 2 seconds. The dancers stop mid-movement. Beyoncé walks to the front edge of the stage, her heels clicking. She points directly at Lille. "You," she says, her voice filling the arena. "Yes, you. In the gold. Can you come here?" The crowd erupts in confusion mixed with excitement. This isn't protocol. People don't just get called onto stage at a Beyoncé concert. But Beyoncé is still pointing, still waiting. Security creates a path. Lille's mother begins pushing the wheelchair forward, her hands shaking. The crowd cheers intensely. On the massive screens, Lille's face appears, tears streaming, her mouth open in disbelief. The journey to the stage takes 90 seconds, but feels eternal. Every eye in the building is on her. When Lille reaches the stage, there's a logistical problem. The stage is elevated, but Beyoncé makes a decision. She comes down, sits on the edge of the stage, her crystal-covered legs hanging over. Security positions the wheelchair directly in front of her. They're face to face now. Beyoncé reaches out and takes Lille's hands. "What's your name?" Beyoncé asks. "Lille," the teenager manages to say, her voice breaking. "Lille," Beyoncé repeats. "That sign. You made that for me?" Lille nods, unable to speak. I want you to know something. Beyoncé continues, and the stadium goes silent. You inspire me, do you understand? You inspire me. Every day you wake up and face the world, you're doing something brave, something powerful. Don't you ever forget that. The screens show Lille's face in high definition. Tears flow freely. Her mother has her hand over her mouth. Audience members are crying. Many have lowered their phones, understanding that some moments need to be experienced, not just captured. Beyoncé walks to the side of the stage and returns with a crystal piece from her own outfit. She places it in Lille's hands. This is yours now. You keep this and remember tonight. Remember that you matter, that you're seen, that you're loved. Then Beyoncé begins to sing. No backing track, no band, just her voice, raw and powerful. She sings Halo directly to Lille. The entire stadium joins in, 70,000 voices creating a chorus. The band begins to play quietly, supporting but not overwhelming. Beyoncé sings the entire song, never taking her eyes off Lille. When she reaches the final note, she holds it, her voice climbing higher. The crowd goes wild, but Beyoncé brings her finger to her lips, asking for silence. When the stadium complies, she says one more thing. You changed my show tonight. You made this special. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Security helps Lille return to her seats, escorted to a special section closer to the stage. Beyoncé returns to the performance, but the energy has transformed. Everyone knows they've witnessed something rare. Between songs, Beyoncé keeps glancing back to where Lille is sitting. The dancers have tears in their eyes. After the show, Lille and her mother are brought backstage. Beyoncé spends 20 minutes with them, asking about Lille's life, her dreams, her challenges. She gives Lille her private email address and tells her to reach out anytime. This isn't for publicity. There are no official photographers. This is genuine human connection. The video goes viral within hours. By the next morning, 50 million views. News outlets worldwide cover the story. The hashtag #BeInspired trends globally for 3 days. Lille becomes a public figure, using her platform to advocate for accessibility. She starts a foundation providing concert tickets to disabled youth. Major venues review their accessibility protocols. Beyoncé's gesture sparks a broader conversation about representation and visibility. The moment becomes a case study in empathy. For Lille, the gift wasn't the attention afterward. The gift was being seen when she felt invisible. Beyoncé posts a single photo 3 days later with a simple caption, "You inspire me." Letters pour in from parents of disabled children, from people in wheelchairs, from anyone who has ever felt overlooked. They all say, "Thank you for seeing us." The moment becomes part of Beyoncé's legacy, mentioned in every retrospective of her career. What this moment teaches us transcends celebrity. It reveals a fundamental truth. We all want to be seen, not just looked at, but truly seen, recognized, acknowledged, valued. Beyoncé had every reason to continue with the show as planned. The production was flawless. 70,000 people had paid for a specific experience, but she chose connection over perfection. She chose humanity over production value. She chose to see a teenage girl who needed to be seen. And in doing so, she created something more powerful than any choreographed routine, a moment of genuine love between strangers. This is what separates entertainers from legends. Anyone can execute a show. It takes someone exceptional to recognize when the script needs to be thrown away. In your own life, you have the power to see people. You have the ability to stop your routine, to notice someone who's being overlooked, to make someone feel they matter. You don't need a stage or millions of followers. You just need to pay attention. You need to care. Beyoncé could have waved from the stage. She could have blown a kiss. Instead, she stopped everything. She came down to eye level. She touched hands. She spoke directly. She sang. She gave of herself. And now I want to ask you something. Think about your own life. Who have you overlooked? Who's waiting to be seen? Maybe it's someone in your family struggling silently. Maybe it's a coworker who sits alone. Maybe it's a stranger you pass every day without really looking. What would it cost you to stop, to truly see them? The answer is Nothing. It would cost you nothing except a moment of your time. But what it could give them might be everything. So here's my challenge. Who in your life needs to be seen? Who are you going to notice today? Share your stories in the comments, because together we can create more moments like the one Beyoncé gave Lille. We can be the light in someone's darkness. Hit that like button if this story moved you, and make sure you're subscribed, because we're bringing you more stories about humanity at its best. Now go out there and see someone who needs to be seen. Be the Beyoncé in someone else's story.